One of the big questions out of my LG G2 first impressions video, and a lot of the comments had to do with reflections, my room, and is it really usable and that sort of thing. So I wanted to make a video kind of dedicated to showing off how this thing glares, how it reflects, what it looks like in a couple different times a day and such, and give folks really an idea how it might perform in your space. So let's roll through. Alright, so this one's going to be a little shaky. We're going handy cam here, but to set some context, I want to kind of show off a few things. So what is effectively the north end of our home, we're on the main floor here. The living room is in basically the northeast corner, and I am filming this right now like in the middle of the day. So it's actually a really nice day. You can see out the windows, there's a lot of sunshine. Again, I kind of want to give the context for understanding how this thing glares and what level it glares. We have this big kind of open floor plan space on our main floor. You can see our dining room and our kitchen are over there. I didn't clean anything up specifically, so excuse the mess. But again, on our north side, that's the west wall over there. We've got a pair of bigger windows, pair of big windows on the north side, and then the windows kind of flanking the television itself. And then this is the east wall. So at this time of day, the sun is, of course, in the southeast. It's still on that east side of the house, and it's kind of going up and over the house right now. So there's two windows on that side. And later in the day, as the sun is setting, it'll be on the west side and really kind of putting more light through here, but not kind of directly on the screen. So the back of our room, there's not a whole lot of light coming from the back. We've got these big built-in bookcases, and then the hallway to the foyer where there are more windows. That's not really direct light. And again, back to that opening over there, and then there's another window over the kitchen sink. And I do have this pass-through. You can see the light through the center of the bookcase. That's our office, and the computer that's on right now, that's my office spot. There's two office spots in there. One on the right is my computing station, and then it's not turned on, but the one on the left is my wife's. So we have this pass-through to try to get some light into the office, but it does also have the effect of having those computer monitors visible through, and those play a role in some of my specific glare pain points at times. We'll see how much of this resolves, at least at the moment, but looking at the screen right now, right, I can see that big light patch in the upper left-hand corner. That's the kitchen window, and I can make out, standing here in the living room, I can make out my couch, I can make out the coffee table, I can see the stool that's there, I can see my computer monitor, not as bright as the window coming from the kitchen, but that little box of light that's kind of in the upper right-hand corner now, that is my computer monitor, reflecting through. I can see myself right now as well. Again, I don't know how much of this is going to resolve in the camera, but I mean, it's really not terribly bad. As I go over here to the left, now I can see more kind of coming in. And so we got to that first window. Which window is that? The window that you can see in the right hand side of the screen, that's that window on the right of the fireplace. I can see that window. I can see some definition of the smaller bookcase and stuff that's over on that side. And as I continue to go this way, probably we'll see the other window come into some focus. Yep, there it is. So that's the window, and you can see the chair pretty clearly now, actually. From this really, we're on a really deep angle here, almost looking at the TV right straight on its side, but that looks like a mirror. That looks like glass. You can see that window, you can see that chair, and all very clearly. But the one thing I was going to say that I note about the glare on the LG compared to my prior Sony LCD is that the Sony kind of looked, I want to say, more like a mirror. The LG to me looks like water. The reflections coming off of the screen on this OLED, on this G2, look like you're looking into a real dark pond. They have a waviness to them. They have almost like a distorted visual effect. It makes the glare a little more subtle in most of its presentation, I would say. But again, to me it looks like a pond, looking in water, looking in a really dark pond. So now let's take a look at it with the TV on and something on the screen. Okay, so we're back. I've got YouTube on. I've got myself on. I don't want to get any takedowns or notices or whatnot. So it's not like I'm going to put a movie on or something like that. I might as well put my own stuff up there. But if we take a look at this now, I can still see the computer monitor. Well, when the deeper colors were up, I can see the lightest shade of that monitor still on the screen. But honestly, I can only really see it if I'm looking for it. I don't see it just by virtue of, oh, now the sun must have gone behind a cloud. You can really kind of see now how everything got a little more shaded in the house, and actually a little bit more pop kind of came back into the screen. Now as I come this way, I'm getting into those windows. Yeah, I can see that window over by the bookcase. Let's go all the way again and see if you can see the chair. There's the chair. There's the window. You can see the green of the bush outside by my head. So that stuff is visible, right, when that window is so directly addressing the screen. But a lot of it boils down to positioning, where your glare is coming from, you know, relative to where you're sitting. So looking at our couch here, if I were sitting here by chance in the middle of the day, watching something, more likely playing a game than watching something, I would be sitting about right here. Center of the couch, right in the middle, and if I really zoom in, I don't see anything. I don't see anything glaring. I don't see the effect of those windows. I don't even see the computer monitor. My display is most definitely still on in the office there. Try not to make you sick with these transitions. All in all, I don't have a problem with the glare, and even during the day, this looks really good to me. It has great color. Black looks like black, and I'm very happy with it, quite honestly. This wall is a north-facing wall. If we were on the south side of the house and we had south-facing windows in the living room, and those windows were letting more direct light onto the screen, well then yeah, you'd have a problem, and you can see that when I go all the way shallow, again, letting those windows from the right hand side really glare into it. If I come really deep on this side, well, actually, oh no, we have it actually right there. So there's the glare. If I we'll do this again, real subtle, right there. There comes in the kitchen windows. Got our cat sitting in the window over there. You can see it. So I guess if I were going to watch TV, you know, don't sit in that chair. But really, why in the heck would anybody watch TV in our living room sitting in that chair? That's not the point of that chair. That chair's there for reading and just lounging and spinning around and looking out the window is what my kids do in it. So if I'm playing a game, I'm watching content, I'm sitting back here, and you know, this is fine for me. Wow, how meta. We've got a video of the TV about glare on the TV, and the TV in the video showing glare. Say that 10 times fast. So we'll do one more thing here. I turned all the room lights on, all the can lights that we have in the room here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them. Daytime viewing, all the lights in the room on. This image to me is still awesome. It's still punchy. I still see black as black, like looking at the image and the inset in the image and the speaker in the image, it all looks black. So if I go back, this is just the Apple TV menu, a lot of black in the screen. If I go real low, there they are. There's those 3 lights. The 3 can lights, 1, 2, and 3 in the front of the room. Boom. If I'm laying on the couch here, basically, I'm pretty low. I've got the camera almost as low as our coffee table in order for those lights to get into the image. But the reality is, even when we use the television in this space at nighttime, we don't use those lights. Those are off, and we leave these ones on, the fireplace lights and kind of these other ones. And because everything's on a Control 4 system, even when I do use those lights, they're real dim, like 15%. So now if I look at this, obviously those lights went away, they're off, we're back to just the light coming from the outside. Real dark, real punchy. Yeah, there's some glare, and the darker the image on the screen, I can see that monitor behind me a little bit. Luckily, I have the ability, if I'm not sitting at the desk using the computer, why would I leave the computer on? Right? Why would I leave the monitor on? I would shut that stuff down. But there's some different types of images. So now, obviously with black, the window glare, it comes in a little stronger. There's those kitchen windows. There's that side window next to the fireplace. And that inky black pool. If I'm sitting back here, middle of the day to play a game, I'm pretty happy. Is it as good as it would be if everything were dark? It was dark outside and it was dark in the room? Well, no, of course not. You're going to get a little bit. But it's by no means bad. I'm not critically watching a movie in here during the day, and it works quite well for me. So let's take a look at it again with in the evening time and room lights versus no room light. All right, so here we are, evening time. Just to give the comparison, we've got the TV on, Apple TV menu, a lot of black in there. And just for what kind of lights we have shining, again, we have camera's gonna have a real hard time with this, but we have those kind of string lights glowing there across the top. We leave cabinet lights on, the under cabinet lights on, usually in the kitchen at a low percent. These come on automatically at sunset and stay on until we go to bed. And I mentioned that we run these back lights and the two on the side, they're on one circuit. Right now they're coming on at about 15% of maximum. And this is my usual sit in the living room, TV watching, evening, play a couple games type of light. I think the camera's making the room look a lot brighter than it is. Picking up those lights over there, really changing the ISOs and the exposures. But I'll pan around on the TV here just to give an idea. Nice and bright, punchy, even with all the black on the screen. There's really nothing to see. Again, it's dark outside. You can actually see the TV in the window, opposite type of reflection and glare this time. But if I come by here, I'm going to turn. If I go real deep to the side, you can see, right, some of those lights. You can see the string lights. I can see the kitchen and the underlights. But as I come over this way, they're kind of on such an angle that it's not something that I see in the TV. So I guess the moral of the story is you would certainly see things in this screen if you have things, at certain angles, at certain levels and locations that it would show them. But some things that are smaller, a little more faint, aren't too bad. Go with the Apple TV screensavers here just to put a little image up. And you can see that, where these are. You can see really in the windows the lights reflecting over there. I can see some reflection of those lights over here. But even if I go down real low, I don't see those other faint lights glowing. So there you go, kind of just a quick nighttime view summary. So there was hopefully a pretty comprehensive look at the LG G2 and the types of glare that you can get relative to the types of glare that I experience in my room for where we have windows and where we have lights and all that sort of thing. Again, there was a lot of comments asking about this element of it, kind of wanting to show this part off. This doesn't make as much of a difference to me as stated, but other folks it might make a tremendous difference to the usability of the TV or not. So hopefully this video helped you. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what else can I show you, what can I do to help you either check this TV off for you or mark it off if it doesn't work. I want to make some really hopefully functionally useful content about these displays, about the usability and all of those elements and aspects of them. So like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. Check out the longer form first impressions video that'll be linked right here, and thanks so much for watching.